Scotty, thank you very much. As always, joined by Steve Young, Trent Dilfer, and Ray Lewis. We welcome you back to Seattle Stadium that was super loud and energetic early on, then got real quiet and cautious. Now they can go on and have their party. We all get it. It's a bottom line business in the NFL. The Seahawks win, the Lions lose. But what a difficult loss for Detroit. They had this at the goal line, and then they didn't.
Gut punch. I mean, you come here, it's a relentlessness. Even coming back from it a number of times, it is tough. And with the game on the line, Ray,
your best player. That's if at the end of the game you want the ball in the hands of who? Your best player. And who knocks the ball out? Cam Chancellor.
I thought Tariq was brilliant with the call. The Detroit Lions, a history of finding ways to lose games. And now it's their best player on the road, showing a tremendous amount of grit, getting all the way down here.
Clutch.
I mean, fighting an uphill battle. Clutch. And to get, what, 6 inches, a foot from possibly beating this team.
We talked about it before the game. You know, the Lions generationally now have struggled to do things like this. And it's like you just wonder, is it something that's substantive that's not just bad luck, but it's Calvin Johnson, the goal line. I thought that they were resilient throughout the game. The defense was much more stout and dynamic than I thought they were coming into the game. I thought they weren't haphazard, but they showed a lot of grit as well.
Well, I'll let you talk about this, but I went to Ray when that play happened. I said, Ray, look, and I got the hair standing up on my arms. I've lived what just happened. Where offensively, you give it away. I mean, Russell Wilson gave that away by fumbling the ball. They get it. They don't convert. They punt the ball. Detroit goes down. And the defense doesn't flinch because it's a culture. It's a belief. It's your soul. The Seattle Seahawks, the Baltimore Ravens in 2000, they don't flinch. They go, we're going to go save you. Hey, Ray came to me. Hey, we got you. Don't worry about that. You can almost see the Seahawks defense. They never panic all the way down, and they make the play. It's an amazing, it's a phenomenon.
Listen, I understand that it's an offense-driven game, right? But let's just talk some numbers for a minute. Let's talk dominant when we talk about numbers. 20 possessions that this defense has had in the last 2 games. 18 punts, 1 field goal, 1 fumble. That's what you give up out of 2 full football games. That's called championship football because you have a mentality. It's the bend but don't break. It's that you can catch everything in front of us. You think the game will be won right there on that last play, but you got 5 Seahawks hitting the ball at one time. That's called poetry. That's called,
you want to say 18,
it's poetry, man.
18 punts in 2 games out of 20, and they almost are 1 in 3.
Yeah.
What does that say about this Seahawks offense that's trying to find itself without Marshawn Lynch, Jimmy Graham, and trying to find what is the narrative that works for them? I got to tell you, it's very hodgepodge at this point, right?
I tell you one thing that it does say, if I'm a defensive team and I'm coming in to play Seattle, I'm not worried about their offense beating me. I'm worried about letting that defense make possessions the way they do. Yeah.
Hey, if Seattle can score 13 points at home, and that's all they can score and still win, that says a lot for that defense.
Listen, he already said it, right? That formula, seen the formula. 1 game's 10-9, 9-3. Those ugly games that everybody, wants to see 30 and 40 points, that's cute, right? But when you talk about championship football, this is what you settle into, to where you limit people's possessions, man. And when you can do that in this era of offense, of all these high-scoring quarterbacks and all these different things, that's when, I'm telling you, man, it's poetry.
That's Super Bowl rarely, every once in a while, but you got to have something on the other side.
And I think there's glimpses. In all fairness to Seattle, I think there was glimpses. There was the beautiful artistic, as you like to say, playmaking ability of Russell Wilson, where he plays beyond the X's and O's. There was some good execution from in the pocket. Think about the touchdown pass, the back of the end zone to Baldwin, the 3rd down conversions to Jimmy Graham. That's why he's here, to move the chains. It's just,
think about it. You can remember every one of them.
You can.
Because there's a handful.
And one, because he's under siege. I mean, it's a theme around the NFL.
Sacked 6 times.
They're not.
Fumbles.
This league, and I think tonight was a microcosm with Russell Wilson, but this league in general is not protecting the greatest commodity, which is the quarterback. These quarterbacks are.
So how can you go away from beast mode once beast mode does exit the stages, whatever the year, 2 year, whatever it is, and they'll say we're going to be a high volume passer, I can drop back and make all this happen. It's going to be a difficult transition.
Very.
This came down to best on best. Cam Chancellor against Calvin Johnson, and Cam won. He talked it over with our Lisa Sullivan.
Thank you very much. Cam, the forced fumble. Take me through that play.
Well, I mean, I knew Good game, bro. And I knew what was coming. You know, they always like to, you know, pick the buzz guy, throw to the flat, but I jumped it fast. And you seen Calvin made a good play on carry. He got away from him and caught the ball. I mean, I just ran to the ball, and you know it's never over until he crossed that end zone, so I punched at it.
What were you thinking when you saw Calvin Johnson make the catch and he's just feet away from the end zone?
Get to him and get the ball, because a couple plays before I gave up a seam route. Something I didn't see on film, you know, I gave it up. I told him I was going to make up for that. And once I seen him get the ball, you know, I tried to knock it out.
Your defense has not allowed an offensive touchdown since you've been back. Tell us again why it was time for you to come back.
You know, it's a lot of plays out here, you know, that team try to run against us, particularly at me, because I move around a lot on defense. So, I mean, watching my team play, I knew that I could be a factor in a lot of plays I've seen and knew that was coming. So, I mean, just coming back right at this time, you know, just feels good, and I'm just blessed to play with this team.
What does it mean to you to be back and to make a play like that, to not just save the game, but potentially your season?
It means a lot, you know. We fight till it's over. So, you know, till the clock says 0, it's never over. We take the blame to dirt.
Bam!
Bam! Guys like this, man, we work hard together, man. Guys like that, we just a good unit together.
Thank you and congratulations.
Michael Bennett joining the party. Hey, something must be brewing, fellas, because Tirico and Gruden are still here, and they're live. They have something to say. Let's go back up to the booth. Mike, take it away.
Yes, Steve, with Jerry Austin, two-time Super Bowl referee. We want to go back to that play at the end of the game. We started watching it. It cost the Lions another chance. Back down to you guys on the field.
Mike, thank you. Do you want to ask Jerry a quick question?
Hey, Jerry, Steve Young, you know, for years, Ray and I were just thinking about it. We've seen people, punters, I've done it, we've batted it out of the end zone to kind of prevent the safety. I mean, is it the new rule? I mean, my memory is that that's not.
Now that rule has
Jerry,
been
still with
there for as long as I can recall, and I spent 26 years in the league. So as far as I know, Steve, it's been there the entire time.
Okay.
Wow. I keep
like I've seen a ton of times where the punter's batted it out.
The punter does it itself. If a punter fumbles a fumble, right?
I know Muff. But a lot of people kick it out.
Just kicks it out.
All right, well.
I keep looking for the Lions and Seahawks to come back out here on the field. So we were there.
Yeah, they're going to be a little upset.
I mean, if you thought this was heartbreaking before for the Lions, now you see and hear that. The reaction in Detroit, I mean, wow.
This is what we need, more controversy.
Watching your reaction to what Jerry had to say. I mean, the three of you all open mouth.
Well, one, we didn't see the bat because we're down on the field. We don't have a monitor. We don't see what the country's seeing there the last couple minutes of the game.
Yeah.
We miss him intentionally bat the ball out. We're enamored with the hustle by Cam Chancellor, how the Seahawks continue to win games defensively. And that's Jerry and John and Mike talking about. It's the first time it comes to our attention, and my mind's blown by how that thing ended, especially with the back judge staring at it, right at it.
He couldn't have been in better position. Bottom line, to repeat, it should have been first and goal from the 6-inch line
At
possession by the Lions.
At most.
Yeah.
With plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Actually, they want to kill some time.
A couple times.
Well, there's something's going to be, then the Lions are going to score and the game's going to be over. I think how Cam Chancellor made that play, how the Seahawks have responded, proves to us that it's not necessarily a gimme they're going to get in from the 6. You would think they would. 6-inch. We've seen it not happen. Their line's been going backwards the entire game.
I think the Lions want another shot at that.
Yes, I think
come on, this is. I mean, no one understands what's at stake week to week in the NFL and how much goes into. I mean, it's just you talk about a gut punch, then you find out that it was a wrong call.
I just think it's so many rules, right?
Yeah.
That when you finally settle in to say what wins and loses the game, to lose the game on a technicality like that, if you're the Detroit Lions, like players pay for every mistake, right? You hit somebody wrong, you get fined. You hit somebody again, you get suspended. So we pay for every mistake. But that mistake won't be paid for because that will go on their record the rest of the season. And that to me, I think, the rules are
But it's Detroit remains the only winless team in the NFL, and they do so now based on some controversy. We're joined here by Bobby Webb, star defender.
Thank you, man.
Seattle Seahawks. How you doing? Bobby, let me ask you, are you even aware now, there is talk that play at the end of the game, the ball being batted out of the end zone, was missed by the officials. The Lions should have had possession, first and goal at the 6-inch line. You know anything about this?
I didn't know nothing about it. I just heard about that right now. So I'm on my way out. So, I mean, it is what it is. We can't change it now. So we won, and we're going to move on from it.
I figured you'd say that.
Good answer.
That's my point.
18 of the last 20 drives have been resulted in punts the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, this the Legion Boom is going to continue on. There's no doubt.
We're just having fun, man. We're just out there playing together. And I feel like we're really getting the groove defensively. And, you know, we're just out there hitting and making plays, trying to get the ball back to the offense as much as we can.
Listen, how special is it to have so many players from every level, right? There's 3 tiers to real championship football defensively, right? D-line, linebackers, secondary. To have players at every position, I mean, we're watching the game tonight. You watch this player, D-line, linebacker, make a play. How does it feel to have that type of chemistry with them?
It feels great because you trust everybody around you because everybody's going to do their job and make plays. Like I said, this defense is stingy. You know, if you miss a play or miss an opportunity, somebody else is going to come and make that play. But I think the big thing is I think everybody's striving to be their best and try to be the best. So we got a group of guys trying to do that. You know, Scott lives for us.
It's hard to believe that one person has such an impact on already a very good defense. Try to explain getting Cam back the last 2 weeks and what that does to the whole of the defense.
It was big time. You know, he just made us a whole defense. You know, we had a missing piece, and when he came back, you know, we started getting in the groove. And that play, you know, down at the end was definitely a big play. You know, shows how much, you know, how big time of a player maker he is.
Bobby, give us your perspective. So you see, I mean, Calvin Johnson, he's going into the end zone, and you're most likely going to lose this game, and then all of a sudden you're not, you wind up on the right end. How about the swing of emotions being right there?
I honestly felt like something like that was going to happen because it's happened so many times. I think last year on the goal line against the Saints, Earl came in and knocked the ball out. So, you know, I see Earl running over there. I see Campbell over there. I see Carey. I know somebody's going to make a play. That's the confidence we have in the defense.
Does this make up for the Super Bowl?
It's one step closer to being back.
What's the difference between 0-2, that 0-2 team, that's now 2-2, or 2 wins in a row?
We're just having fun. I think we're getting back to, you know, not worried about making mistakes, not worried about being perfect, and just having fun and really just playing Seahawks football. I think that's all we're worried about, and, you know, we're just having fun. And it shows out there when you see us play.
Did you put undue pressure on yourself to start the season after what happened at the Super Bowl? Maybe to try a little too hard, try to be a little too perfect, fighting to get back there?
Maybe that's what it was. You know, I think maybe we were trying to be too perfect or trying to, you know, go out there and make the right play at the exact time and instead of just trusting everything. So I think we're just trusting the guys around us, trusting our coaches, just, you know, going out there and having fun.
Yeah, but so let's talk about your play for a minute. I mean, from the first play of the game, you read these plays, and I'm talking to you before the game, but I'm seeing how fast you read these plays. What did you know about Detroit's offense coming into it?
I just figured they were going to try to do something. We knew they were a passing team, so I felt they were going to try to do something different, and different would be run the ball. So, you know, the first play of the game, I see how heavy the linemen were in their stances, so I just shot the gap. So.
Hey, most surprising stat to me, through 4 games, Legion of Boom, Seahawks defense, 0 interceptions in the first 4 games.
That's okay, though. We got a lot more games to change that.
They go a long way.
Bobby Wagner always leads the Seahawks in tackles. He did once again tonight. But for Detroit, Scotty, you want to talk about a bad beat. This will be a bad beat in a number of ways. The Lions and all the faithful of Detroit. Seahawks get the win at home.
Louis Riddick is with me. You played football how long in your life?
Amazing. We had the Fail Mary controversy here in Seattle, which was actually right in that end zone, which was caught by Golden Tate, then of the Seahawks, now of the Lions, who's in the building tonight. And guys, fire away. Jerry's standing right next to him.
No, Jerry needs to just make it all.
Yeah, just go. Make us feel comfortable with all this.
Well, the thing about the rule is, it says the ball cannot be batted in either end zone by either team when it's loose. That's illegal batting, and it's a 10-yard penalty. So for this play that was batted out of the end zone by the defense, the ball should have come back to the offense at the spot where it was fumbled and penalized half the distance. So it'd be first and goal for the Lions at the 1/4 yard line.
Well, so the guys have been talking about it. We have all seen the highlights. Punters have problems in the end zone. They bat it out to avoid a safety. Well, they get the safety on that play then.
They avoid a touchdown, but it's going to be a safety, and that's what the bat would have been for the punter that either kicks it out of the end zone or bats it out of the end zone, it's a safety. So it's 2-point safety either way.
So it's not a penalty, though.
It is a penalty, but the flag may not get thrown because it's still going to be a 2-point.
Jerry, listen.
Give it a Ray.
Yeah, no, because I just want to, because players, right?
Right.
Player-driven league. Everything that's anything, how small it is, right? We're going to have to pay for that. How do we justify this? How do we rectify that? Because we moved on very quickly and ran a dozen of plays to go past that when the back judge is sitting right there looking at the play. I mean, if he didn't see it, then I can understand it. But he's looking at the play. He has to know the rule book, right? And now, if you're a Detroit Lion fan, right, you can never get this back. So how do we?
Well, same upstairs. We're in the booth.
Yeah.
We don't see it. We don't catch it till someone in the truck catches it in a replay, and then you see that it was actually batted. And a bulb goes off. Can't bat the ball in the end zone. That's all you have to remember. Neither team can bat the ball in the end zone. So it's an illegal bat. Belongs to the team in last possession.
So did the bulb not go off to the back judge, just staring at the play?
He was looking straight down the
So
line.
did they? I mean, they huddled. Did they discuss it? I mean, it should have been discussed, right?
That'd be a good question to ask. What happened in that huddle?
And the bulb obviously didn't go off, or if it did, they ignored it.
Not reviewable.
Not reviewable. That's
Right.
the thing about it. Change of possession is reviewable. Change of possession was clear, so they're not going to buzz down for the change of possession. It's clear. Possession changed.
And Jerry, I'm sure, and you could just, this is an easy answer, but there are fans sitting home saying, hey, the two teams are still here, or they were here even a half hour ago. Why not bring them out if everyone agrees a mistake was made? But,
Well, the rules don't provide for it, because if it did, on the Hail Mary,
Yeah.
we'd have brought it back out, and we'd have ever gotten it straightened out, because we knew upstairs that they had not applied the rules correctly on that.
And the
play.
Seahawks ran a series of plays after it. I don't think there was a TV timeout either. It was a quick turnaround between change of possession and the Seahawks starting to run their plays.
That's correct.
Jerry, no gray area here. This is black and white. This is absolute. This was a blown call.
That is correct. It's a missed call. It's not one that officials see very often. And it wasn't a blatant bat like this. It was a tap.
And the last piece of housekeeping, I guess, and you made the point, is this a new rule? Is this a change?
No, he made it clear that the punters, when they kick it out, they're they're taking the safety, which the penalty is already part of the safety, and so that's why you don't get the flag gets picked up essentially. So it totally makes sense to me.
I've seen quarterbacks also do it though.
Are they saving a safety?
Saving.
So the safety is the penalty is the 2 points.
Okay, I got you.
Right? Does that make
It's
sense?
assessed on the free kick after the safety.
No, it's assessed there.
Gotcha. The penalty is the 2 points. They pick the flag up. Yeah.
So they don't do the flag.
Amazing.
Jerry Austin joining us, veteran NFL referee of 26 years, working for ESPN. At the 2-minute warning, do you think the night would turn this difficult for you?
Well, I don't know that it's difficult, but I'm just sitting up there in the catbird seat watching the ball game.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this play comes up.
Jerry, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Jerry.
Just moments ago, let's listen in on Pete Carroll's press conference following the Seahawks' now controversial victory.
And we saw one of the great plays in ball when the team's on the